In this video, I'm going to use the sort and filter feature in Excel. And as you can see, I've already set the workbook up. I've added the font color and the conditional formats that we're going to use in our sort and filter exercises. I have also named the range sales data A3 through J33 already, so I'm ready to get to work on my sorting. So I have already added the filter arrows to the columns in this particular worksheet. And I just wanted to remark before I get started that another way that I could have approached getting this material ready to be sorted and filtered would have been to put this information into an Excel table. And as you know, you can give an Excel table a name. So essentially you have a different type of structured range with an Excel table, but it still has a name. And there are some advantages to doing that. Okay, so we're going to look at sorting and filtering. And you've already done some sorting and filtering in past lessons. And you know that sorting just has to do with rearranging the order of the items in your table, or in this case, your named range. Filtering has to do with pulling certain types of data out of the range or out of the entire table. For example, if I wanted to find all the people in Massachusetts, I could filter out everyone else and just have those records. So let's take a look at how we would do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sort this city column using the font color. And prior to this, when we've sorted, we've used an alphabetical sort, and I think perhaps we've even used a numerical sort. So this time I'm going to sort by color. And I'm going to sort by font color. And I'm going to go ahead, since I want to find all of the records that are in red font, I'm going to click on the red font color tile. And those records move to the top. I'm going to go ahead and undo that sort and move on to the state and province column. And again, I'm going to sort by color. And if you'll recall, in this column you applied a conditional format that had a standard red fill and a white font. So I could sort either by the font color or by the fill color. And I'm going to go ahead and use the cell color or the fill color to sort. So then all of my Massachusetts records move to the top. I'm going to undo that sort and finally move over here to the dollars spent column. And as you'll recall, you've applied a color scale to this particular column. And the exercise that I'm about to do requires that I do a custom sort. And I'm going to remark right now that trying to sort by color with a color scale is difficult because it's hard to differentiate between the different shades, particularly with the yellows. The greens would probably be easier. But what I'd like you to take away from this is the fact that I could sort on more than one column using this custom sort. And I'm just going to quickly show you that, and then we'll do the color sort. So I could sort by, for example, last name, in A to Z order. But you've probably noticed, if you've taken a look at this, that there are several people who share the same last names. So I need to add a level and tell Excel to sort by first name, again A to Z. And I'm going to go ahead and run that. And you'll see then that, for example, with the folks named Brown, they are arranged in alphabetical order according to the first names. I'll undo that, and let's go ahead and attempt to do a custom sort on the color scale column. And I'm going to sort by dollars spent on the cell color. And I'm going to attempt to pick out of this the lightest yellow color, and as I said at the beginning, it's very, very difficult to do this. It's hard to differentiate, at least for me. I'll choose dollars spent again as the sort by color, and then I'm going to try to choose a slightly darker shade of yellow. And I'm going to add a third level, and again sort by the dollars spent, sorting on the cell color, and then hopefully choosing a darker yellow. And I'm going to click OK, and you can see that I was somewhat successful, but not completely. So that would be an instance where a color sort isn't going to work very well. The last thing I want to show you is filtering. And as I said before, when you filter, you're looking for specific pieces of data from your table or your list range. So I'm going to filter the state and province column, and I'm going to use a color filter, and I'm going to filter for the cells with the red fill. So as you can see, when you do a filter, it excludes all of the data that doesn't meet the filter criteria, which was cells with red fill. I'm going to undo that and move over to the last column. And on this one, I'm going to use a text filter. And you'll see there's a number of different choices that you can make for the text filter. I want to choose a text filter for begins with, and I'm going to filter for names that begin with S. So I'm just going to type in S in the text box and click OK. And these are all the individuals whose names begin with S. So that's a quick overview of sort and filter.